Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into another video on TK's Tech Corner. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new games console. It's a retro games console by a company called Anbernic. And this is their retro game series. So this model number here is the RG28Xx. And I kid you not, after I ordered this, when it arrived, I had completely forgotten which color I've ordered, and I've resisted going back to my order to just understand which color it was. So I thought I'd just let it be a surprise. I haven't looked at the packaging at all, other than just plonking it on my desk here. I think there might be some color indicators there, and I really don't know what I've got. So we're going to open it up. And we'll compare it. We'll do some gaming tests on it. We'll test it out. We'll compare it to an older bit of their hardware. So this one here, the Anbernic Rg28Xx. The model numbers, from what I figured out, the first part of it at least anyway, where you have RG and then the 2.8. This is a 2.8 inch. The Rg300, there's a 3 inch. So there's not much of a difference from a screen size perspective, but from a quality perspective, I do expect a lot more. Ooh, there it is. Look at that. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to introduce a new product line to the channel, and I think this product fits in very nicely with the channel, where I've been reviewing mostly controllers. I forgot I ordered a 128 gig card. I have no idea because I've got loads lying around. I don't know why I ordered that anyway. We've got the mold, the console, which I'm going to get out in a minute, some paperwork which you may or may not need to refer to. Just in case we do, we'll keep it aside. And in here, I'm expecting there to be just a USB-C charging cable and probably nothing more. And yep, as guessed, USB-C charging cable, A to C cable that is, not a C to C cable, and nothing more. So this, I think I've had this for a couple of years. It's not super old. It's old enough not to have a micro USB cable. It's got a C cable, which is nice. But we'll go through the spec differences, and then we'll test them out, and we'll see just how much difference a couple of years can make from a technology perspective and a quality perspective. So let's get this out. I'm really excited to see which color I have. I have the transparent black, typical. And I think I went with that because I had transparent black RG300. And that is a really, really nice looking console. Let's have a look on the bottom. We've got two micro SD card slots. One is going to be for the operating system itself. The other one is going to be for expansion, such as this one, which I'm going to stick in here for some ROMs. I like what they've got with the screen here. They've got the sort of rollover glass here. I don't know if it's touchscreen or not. It may be. It looks like it is going to be a touchscreen device. On the face, we've got the buttons here, which feel quite nice. They're a lot smaller than these ones. Start and select, D-pad, ABXY. On the top, we've got 4 bumpers now. So we've got 2 and 2, which on this one we had only 2. The 350, I think this is a mini version of the RG35XX. I could be wrong because I haven't checked the specs of that. I'm guessing it's not going to be far off. And we've also got a mode button on the top, which I'm not sure what it does yet. We'll figure it out. Charging, and also the USB-C port can be used for OTG. So I'm probably not going to test that out in this video, but it's worth leaving questions and comments in the comment section below. If that's something you want me to test out, I'll probably try and get a cable and test it out. Here we've got a mini HDMI slot as well. And there we go. So I think we should just turn this thing on the side. Oh, sorry, I didn't go sides, did I? Power button, another little switch here, which I'm guessing might be a reset button because it's near the power button, though I could be wrong. It does not say what it is. I should probably just have a look at the instructions because that's what they're normally for. Yes, it is. It's a reset button. We've got the power key, the menu button. So this button is a dedicated menu button. I'm guessing that gets us back to the menu. And on the left hand side, we've got a volume rocker for volume up and down. So let's just go through the specifications before or whilst I turn this on. I'm going to stick this card in there. I'm guessing it's going to be loaded with some goodness because when I got this one, it was. So what we're seeing here from the 28XX is we're seeing a quad-core processor, I believe, in this one. It's got a 1 gig of DDR4 RAM. So quad-core That's a dual core processor in there, and from a speed perspective, massive. So you got a quad core at 1.5 gigahertz, whilst this one was a dual core. I think it was clocking in somewhere around 528 megahertz. I think is actually the spec on this one. 128 megabytes of DDR2 RAM, 1 gig DDR4 RAM, again massive difference there. And there's going to be a big difference in the GPU as well. I can't remember what's in this one. This has got a dual core Mali G31 MP2 GPU. Both Linux operating systems. This is running something called OpenDingu. I don't think this one is, probably running something else. And also the 2.8 inch screen here, it's a high resolution screen, so you've got 2.83 inch IPS screen there. It says it's got a full viewing angle, and we'll test that out as well. And it's a 640 by 480 resolution screen. And on this one, we just had a 3-inch screen. I cannot remember what the resolution is, though. I don't think it was 640 by 480 on that one. Again, I could be wrong, but I won't waste time checking it out. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this card in. Some point today I'll get it in, I think. That's definitely the right way around. I'm sure it was the right way around. Yeah, it was. Just trying to figure out why it's not locking in. Maybe I need to push it in. Aha, right. It needs to push it in a bit further. It's in. We're going to hit the power button. So this one had a power slider. This one's now got a digital power button. Hopefully there's some charge in there. I'm going to hold the power button for a bit to see what happens. It is on. We've got a little power indicator on the top. I'm assuming there's 2 indicators there. I don't know if they're both for power, or one maybe for charge, or one for something else. Something, I don't know. It's one thing about the volume rockers. I still prefer the old dial, like the Game Boy. I tell you why, because you can turn the volume on up and down while it's off, just in case you need to turn it down before you turn it on. It doesn't make any noise anyway, so I'm probably just waffling. But you can see that there. Nice speaker there. It's sounding nice. From a button size perspective, yes, it's a bit cramped. So you're not going to have super long gaming sessions on here unless you've got really small hands. I haven't got the biggest hands in the world, but you get the idea there. Other than that, it feels really nicely in the hands. I like the form factor. From a size perspective, it's slimmer. It's definitely smaller overall. You can see the footprint is very, very small compared to this one here. And in a smaller form factor, this is because it's narrow, will slip into a jeans pocket very easily and probably feel a lot less bulky than this one does. I'll just turn that on whilst we're here anyway. And overall be a little bit more portable. Maybe you can buy some cases for this thing. I haven't had a look. Also worth mentioning, on both of them, we've got 3.5mm headphones jacks because we like them. Right, so let's go see what's going on with this operating system. So it looks like there's some, okay, game rooms and RA game. That looks like a retro art symbol slightly. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to select the storage card. I'm going to select 2. And then I'm getting a list of emulators coming up now, I'm guessing here. So let's go test this out. So I don't know if you know or not, but Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, I think it was Yoshi's Island, I'm sure that's the right one I've just specified there, was very, very, very power hungry on the SNES. And as far as I remember, when I play it on here, I expect that it's going to perform really badly. Now, if we can get the frame rate up on there the way we can on here, we can just do a comparison of, you know, really old hardware, got a couple of years, see what it makes, how much of a difference it makes. Price-wise, these were equivalent, yeah. So I'm starting this up now, and maybe we'll test out Tekken 3 or something on the PlayStation 1, right? But you're going to get an idea here very quickly. If I go to settings and I just turn FPS on, right? We're going to see the frame rates. You may or may not be able to see that start dropping drastically. So you can see how poor that is, right? That is dropping to 32 frames per second. We're getting there roughly. You can see the sound is jittering. We're getting a lot of lag, and overall the experience on this is going to be really, really poor. So we're hoping that when we fire up the new one, we're not going to get that sort of experience on this. Now you can see that there, how badly it's jittering. I'm just going to leave that there, turn the volume off. And let's do the same thing on this one here. So the screen has gone off. I have no idea why. I'm gonna press something. I'm gonna press the menu button maybe. Right, the power light is on, and clearly this thing has just hung. Ah, it was in a sleep mode, so it's got some sort of an auto sleep suspend mode there. Right, so the list of games, and I'm only going to go and test a couple that I know I definitely have got, because I'm not in the interest of testing anything I don't have. I've got loads, but for the sake of it, I'm going to test some. Well, I'm going to test that, aren't I? So let's see if we can go down the list quickly. No, we can't. Okay, now I'm trying to get to Super Mario World 2. There's a load of stuff on here. It's got a nice crisp clear screen, by the way. The speaker sounds nice and popping as well. PQRS. You can also press the M button for menu. I'm going to do that in there. I just want to start the game first. Super Mario World. Yoshi's Island. Right, here we go. So now let's see what experience we get from here. If I press the menu button whilst it's loading, I do get a screen up. That gives me some options. I wonder if I can get the frame rate up. It would be really good to see the frame rate if I could. I won't waste too much time on it. Okay, I can't see the options to get the frame rate up immediately. I'm sure there is one there. Manage core options. I'm sure there is one there somewhere. But it could end up taking me quite some time to find it. So I'll just go back. So this is definitely retro watch. Okay, resume. So let's see what we'll visually be able to see. Already looks like it's going to be working a lot quicker. So that seems to be working perfectly. No issues. Sound is not stuttering. Yep, that's working really, really well. So massive difference. So you can see the difference in hardware. Quad CPU, which are 3 times faster per core by the looks of it than that one. We've got a gig of DDR4 RAM here, and all of a sudden our favorite portable retro games are playable on the go. Let's just turn the volume down. The volume was turned all the way up there. Loud enough, more than loud enough. I think if you want it that loud, you'd probably hopefully be wearing headphones. And this seems to be working really nicely. I'm going to hold it a bit closer. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. I am trying to solve this camera and focus situation by getting a new camera. So hopefully in more recent later videos, we're going to get a bit better video quality as well. So look at that. How nice is that? That is working so nice. There's games that I've not been able to play on there that I was wanting to play that I just had to just leave. And all of a sudden, this is working absolutely fine. You're probably seeing a little bit of lag on the recording, maybe due to the refresh rate. I don't know. I'm definitely not seeing it at all whilst I'm playing. Check that out. How cool is that? Right. So another good test is going to be Tekken 3, because I know Tekken 3 used to run extremely bad on there, and then we'll wrap up. I don't want this to go on forever. But let's go ahead and launch Tekken 3. So if I press the menu button, I'm guessing I can probably quit. Exiting, that will take me back. We didn't even need the frame rate up there because it looks like we were probably going to be getting a perfect score. I can overclock this one. It's running, I think out of the box, I've got the setting set to 600 megahertz, but it can be overclocked to 700 and something, which I don't know, would probably just reduce the lifetime of it and roast it. So let's go to PlayStation 1. If there is an emulator on here, we'll test it out. If there's not, no problem. Famicom, Mega Drive, I'm seeing all sorts here. What I'm not seeing though is the PlayStation, unfortunately. Oh, I lie, it is there. Right. So we'll see if we can get Tekken up. Tekken 3. Right, Tekken's loading. I'm going to do the same thing here. Again, Tekken on here, not playable. I'll show you what I mean. That immediately looks better. Same game, few years old, brand new. Look at that. So the videos were okay on this thing. So let's start this up. Let's just go to arcade mode. Let's select a player. Screen is a lot brighter, a lot nicer from a color perspective. This one now looks a bit dead. From a viewing angle perspective, you can see they're both viewable, to be honest, but this one is a lot brighter at steeper angles. You can see what I mean there. You can still see this one on the left, where the one on the right, it appears a bit more dull. Oh. I'm going to go into arcade mode on this one as well. And you can see the difference in performance straight away. So this one, again, it's working absolutely fine. So you can play PS1 games on the go. Now, obviously I'm not going to test every single game here, but that is working really, really well. You can see how that's working. It's working really nicely. And on here, what you'll see is it lags. It works really, really poor. If I even put the FPS on here, oh no, I can't get it on this emulator. Right, that's working well, as you can see. Not that I'm playing very well, but it is working very well. Let's just stop that for a second and let's go over to here. Now what you'll see here is you can see how slow that's working. Can you see that? Completely unplayable. So this thing is literally breathing a new life into the number of retro games that you can actually play on the go, whilst doing it in a very sleek manner. Could they have made the D-pad a bit bigger? No, probably not, because they know how to make the device bigger. Is it a deal breaker? No, not at all. Look at that. Look at the difference. Look at that versus that. You can see them side by side. You can see massive difference. So probably not worth a comparison, but it's the only one I've got here at the moment. If you're excited about, as excited as I am about the new content I'm going to be bringing to the channel, which is going to be retro games consoles, please let me know your thoughts on my selection or my new product line. Do you think it's the right choice? Do you want to see me playing on some retro games consoles? Hopefully we'll be getting some of the new ones that are coming out. Or would you rather me introduce another type of product onto the channel? For me, I think this fits very nicely into the genre of the channel, gaming, controllers, because we still get to talk about controllers, the buttons, the size of the buttons, the feel of the buttons. These are micro switches, for example, and these ones are not. These are the typical membrane buttons. These start and select buttons are also micro switches, so there we go. The shoulder buttons do feel very nice. They're responsive, and overall the gaming experience on this, I think it's going to be phenomenal. I think what I'm going to have to do is dig out an old Zelda from SNES or Game Boy and just play through it, because this is going to be a treat to just slip in the pocket and play on the go. Probably find a nice case for it to protect it so it doesn't get too scratched up. And just before I go and say good night, I'm going to just try and understand whether this thing has a touchscreen. I doubt it has a touchscreen. But it's worth a quick test, isn't it? I'll leave a link to this product where I got it from below. I bought it directly from Anbernic website. Definitely not a touchscreen, and that's not a problem at all. Some of the newer ones, more expensive ones, do have touchscreens now, but the fact that this hasn't got a touchscreen is not a problem at all. So on that note, I'm going to end the video. If you have enjoyed the video, please do leave a thumbs up. If you've got any questions about this awesome little device, or if there's any games that you particularly want me to test on it, just leave a request in the comment section below. If I have time, I'll test it and record a video. If not, I may just test it out and leave a response back to you in the comments. And if you haven't already done so, please do hit that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner, as I really appreciate the support for the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.